But solid, good family DNA, moved well, historically accurate, good kid, not a bad kid. Certainly a better prospect than first rounder Kenny Pickett by far. I thought he was a solid B prospect, crazy accurate, bad offensive line in college, no run game, and against good teams was always productive without a lot of mistakes.
Breaking news. Colin Cowherd has broken his silence on the growing QB debate and didn't hold back. He called out everyone doubting Shedeur Sanders, saying he's much better than Kenny Pickett, who was drafted in the first round. Cowherd pointed out that Shedeur's talent, especially under pressure, is being overlooked. He specifically mentioned the Cleveland Browns, saying they need a quarterback who can remain accurate and composed against elite defenses. According to Cowherd, Shedeur's college record proves he strives against top-tier teams. He's making it clear, those still questioning Shedeur simply aren't watching closely enough. This wasn't just a hot take. It was a strong message to the league and all the doubters. Colin Cowherd didn't stop there. He went on to say that Shedeur Sanders is one of the most widely discussed players in the league right now, with analysts and team owners offering up a wide range of opinions on his stock. But Cowherd made it clear, Shedeur has been one of the best prospects in this class, and that's something everyone in the league is starting to accept. He even took it a step further, praising Shedeur's historical accuracy as a passer, his strong family DNA, and his character, calling him a great kid, not a bad kid. With all of those qualities, Cowherd said, it's clear that Shedeur Sanders is primed to be the best option to start as QB in Cleveland.
The media, myself included, saw him as a B prospect, a good solid in a very, very weak quarterback draft class, certainly arguable first-round prospect, maybe a second, third-round talent, but solid, good family DNA, moved well, historically accurate, good kid, not a bad kid.
Colin Cowherd continued by declaring that Shedeur Sanders is a great guy who's been treated unfairly by some team owners across the league. He didn't hold back, specifically pointing to the meddling nature of Browns owner Jimmy Haslam. According to Cowherd, if it weren't for Haslam's interference and politics behind the scenes, Shedeur could have easily drifted into the 6th or 7th round, or even gone undrafted entirely. Cowherd made it clear that this wasn't about talent, but about decision-makers getting in the way of football logic. He believes Shedeur's draft stock was influenced by factors that had nothing to do with his actual performance or ability. In his words, the league needs to recognize what it's nearly missed out on.
So how he is viewed by the NFL and the professionals there who I respect and trust, and how he's viewed by everybody else.
Colin Cowherd went on to emphasize the incredible gap between Shedeur Sanders and the other quarterbacks currently in Cleveland. According to him, Shedeur has consistently shown sharpness, confidence, and command, while his counterparts have looked sluggish and uninspired in their approach. Cowherd made it clear that this isn't just a minor difference. It's a defining gap that will ultimately shape the Browns' quarterback decision. In his view, the contrast in preparation, performance, and presence is so obvious that it can't be ignored any longer. Colin firmly believes this is the turning point, saying that the way things are unfolding, there's no question about it. Shedeur Sanders is going to start for Cleveland.
So how he is viewed by the NFL and the professionals there who I respect and trust, and how he's viewed by everybody else, it's an incredible gap.
Previously, Colin Cowherd had already stated that Shedeur Sanders has been great throughout OTAs and training sessions, and now he's bringing receipts to back up his claims. Cowherd didn't just talk the talk, he backed it up with numbers. Citing statistics from OTAs, he made the case that Shedeur has been the most efficient quarterback in the entire Browns camp. Whether it's completion percentage, pocket presence, or decision-making, Shedeur has been checking every single box. For Cowherd, this conversation is no longer about potential, it's about production. And from what we've seen so far, Shedeur isn't just keeping pace with the competition. He's actively setting the standard for what it takes to be a starting QB. In Cowherd's words, Cleveland shouldn't wait. If you've got the guy, play the guy.
Despite the fact that Shedeur Sanders had the fewest attempts, he was the most efficient and most productive with the fewest reps. So the quarterback tracker for those radio audience members, Flacco was 9 for 14 and a touchdown. Pickett, 9 for 16, no touchdown. Dylan Gabriel, 11 of 16, 2 touchdowns and a pick. And Sanders, 7 of 9, 3 touchdowns, no picks. This, Justin, I've seen enough. I'm calling it a wrap. The Herd newsroom is calling it in Ohio.
And right now, Shedeur Sanders is the guy. A local reporter covering the camp weighed in on the situation, saying, while Shedeur Sanders has been turning heads, Dylan just hasn't found his rhythm. I've watched him closely, and at this moment, it seems like he's struggling to make an impression. However, the reporter was quick to add a word of caution. While Shedeur's performance during OTAs has been impressive, the real test, according to him, is still ahead. The complete training sessions in the summer, that's where reputations are made or broken, he noted. If Shedeur wants to lock in that starting spot, he has to keep this momentum going and elevate even further when it really counts. So while Dylan may be fading into the background, Shedeur's rise is far from complete. The summer will ultimately decide whether the rookie sensation secures the throne or if this is just the beginning of an even bigger battle for the starting role.
Earn those chances, he has to do it. Now, and I really think the other guy does too, because I don't see the other guy impressing at all. And I'm not trying to be personal with him.
Right,
he
sure.
does not look like an NFL quarterback. And 31 other draft rooms didn't think he was a second-day pick.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to earn those too, because eventually they're going to matter. Right now, we're just talking about them. They don't matter.
Shedeur deserves to be there, Wright stated firmly. He's earned it with how he's been playing. I've watched enough of Dylan's games, and not for a single moment did I think, yeah, this guy is going to lead the first team in Cleveland. Wright made it clear that, from his perspective, the decision should be simple. Shedeur has shown more consistency, better execution, and more readiness for the role, while Dylan has yet to prove he can take that next step. As Wright put it, the job is Shedeur's to lose.
Dylan Gabriel is, to my eye, and I'm not a scout, and I'm not going to act like I'm watching a dozen Oregon games a year, but I watched enough Oregon where at no point was I like, ooh, that Oregon quarterback, feel like he's a future NFL starter, and nobody did. I don't think Dylan Gabriel did, which is one of the reasons they said they liked him in the interviews so much, or some of the reporting was, because he was all in on like, I'm going to be so good in your quarterback room, I'm going to help your starter get ready, I know it's a long process for me, which is very commendable and got him drafted higher.
As the quarterback competition in Cleveland heats up, one thing is becoming crystal clear. Shedeur Sanders is rapidly separating himself from the pack. From Colin Cowherd's passionate defense of Shedeur's talent to Nick Wright's pointed analysis, the consensus is growing that the rookie sensation has earned his shot at the starting role. His performance during OTAs and training sessions has been nothing short of impressive, and with each passing day, he's proving why he's the future of the Browns' offense. Despite the political interference from Cleveland's front office, including the meddling of Jimmy Haslam, Shedeur's skills and work ethic can't be ignored. Cowherd's emphasis on his sharp decision-making, pocket presence, and historical accuracy speaks volumes about the young QB's readiness to lead at the next level. While the summer training sessions will provide the ultimate test, Shedeur's rise has been a spectacle that can't be denied. Meanwhile, Dylan Gabriel, despite his potential, has yet to showcase the kind of consistency required for an NFL starting role. As Cowherd put it, if you've got the guy, play the guy. With the way things are unfolding, Shedeur Sanders looks poised to take the reins in Cleveland, but whether or not he secures the throne will depend on how he performs in the crucial weeks ahead. The battle for the starting job is far from over, but Shedeur's momentum is undeniable. So, what do you guys think? Is Shedeur Sanders really the future of the Cleveland Browns, or is there still doubt about his readiness? Do you agree with Colin Cowherd and Nick Wright that he's already outshining Dylan Gabriel and should be the starter? Or do you think it's too early to make that call? With the summer training sessions ahead, will Shedeur keep up the momentum, or will other factors come into play? And what about the political interference from Jimmy Haslam? Do you think that could impact Shedeur's path to the starting role? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this QB race is heating up, and we want to know where you stand.